Welcome into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Hall and I'm Chessa Boucher. We've got a jam-packed show. We got baseball, basketball, softball, all the things, gymnastics, everything.
You sure we want to talk about baseball?
We have to.
The Mediterranean Company. Shout out to softball, man.
Yeah.
Looking good out there. Look, it was a good weekend for baseball. But to your point, I'm having quite the week right now. We'll get into that here in a second. But first, you get to pick what we learned. There's a smorgasbord of things to pick from.
Yep, I'm going to pick from the women's Final Four. You already know, Gino Auriemma. He absolutely lost his dang mind on national television, acting a donkey for everyone to see after getting blown out in the Final Four by South Carolina. It was the most pathetic display from a legendary head coach, and I get it, it's embarrassing, but he stole the show from South Carolina. Everyone should be talking about SC's dominant win, but instead it was all about him. Dawn Staley took the high road, showed true leadership, then Gino doubled down in the post game of just saying, not really taking responsibility. Then after Staley said the right things, Gino put out a statement that didn't even directly address Dawn Staley, it just addressed her coaching staff. So it was like, bro, you're doubling down and you are wrong. But the thing that really aggravates me in this double standard, a man acting like that, could you imagine if Kim Mulkey pulled a stunt like that in a Final Four? People would have come for her neck and wanted her fired. Gino, go. What are we doing? I'm glad the whole world got to see his true colors, and it's just kind of a shame that it happened in the biggest moment.
I saw the video kind of went out. You kind of ran out of words for this. I mean, hey, mark it on the calendars, folks. She ran out. maybe it was just you were censoring yourself.
Yes, I was trying to.
The guy with the button in the back maybe fell asleep, but thank goodness you did censor it for once. You censored yourself.
For once.
You know how we usually scream and yell on here, this is our big, just get it out for the week and what we learned.
Yep.
It's probably the most easygoing, docile, as you'll see me all year. Today begins the Masters, the 90th playing of the Masters. And today I beat those stupid hackers who took my Twitter a week ago. I got it back, baby. We are so back. It's going to be a great weekend, except, Chessa. Now there's idiots clutching those pearls already in the par 3 contest for the Masters. Wasn't prim and proper. Really? We're complaining about a par 3 contest? What are you doing? That's the part that's supposed to be just fun and families around. Thousands of viewers on social media flooding the comments on the social sections there on Wednesday. ESPN is ruining the Masters. All because he's that man right there, Kevin Hart.
I love me some Kevin Hart.
Bert Kreischer.
Say it with your chest.
Jason Kelsey there on the telecast. Look, do I love Kevin Hart's brand of what he calls humor?
I do.
No, but a lot of people do, and just like you. But if you didn't see golf trying some of these things to grow the game, we've talked about for years with Liv, grow the game. If you haven't seen that this is where that's going, you're not paying attention. Do I think these non-serious types should be on their own little platform or channel instead? Put it on the Ocho, okay? Look, I'm for that. Yes, sign me up for that instead of what we saw. But lose me on this whole Bobby Jones is rolling over in his grave bit. Either learn to evolve or at least understand that the world will always or evolve, I should say. Doesn't revolve, it will evolve and not around you. All right, plenty of high expectations for a first-year head coach. Of course, Lane Train pulling into Baton Rouge. We've talked about that plenty here on the show. 40-plus transfers, though, added in that portal. That can maybe do some things to the environment there and your culture and just trying to introduce them here to South Louisiana. But this 2026 team seems very self-aware about those expectations, at least here in Louisiana. And Chessa, they're embracing them as well.
This ain't no first year build thing. We trying to go all the way. So if that's the mindset, if you got a building mindset, that this ain't the place. We trying to go all the way. So that's our mindset right now.
Like Coach Kevin said, it's just different around here. So each and every practice, we all going out to compete. and to develop and better ourselves each and every practice.
Now going over to the Diamond sophomore catcher Cade Arrambide with a monster weekend on a Rocky Top, named SEC Co-Player of the Week. The Texas native batted, yes, I don't know how, batted .600 over the weekend, hitting 4 home runs in Game 3 plus 6 RBI. 6 runs and 3 walks. Arrambide is just the 4th player in SEC history to hit 4 homers in a single game.
Unreal Game 3. I turned it off after 11-6.
I did not. I was losing my voice, losing my mind.
All right, coming up, lots of LSU football talk to get to, including Lane Kiffin's very honest assessment of this Tigers program and where they're at this spring.
Ooh, a little honesty, okay. Plus some panic spread throughout the LSU fan base this week. We'll tell you why football didn't. Details next in your Geaux Nation. Welcome back into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Hall and I am Chester Boucher. Lane Kiffin got to work and did a lot of work in his first season, getting players to come here to the boot.
Yeah, and the prize position, of course, of any guru on offense is going to be that quarterback room. Really surprised me with the amount of quality, the quantity and quality he brought in. So imagine, by the way, the surprise from some fans. They logged into social media this week and found projected quarterback starter Sam Leavitt from Arizona State with a brand new bandage on his right foot. You didn't freak out, did you, Justin?
A little. I held my breath a bit, like, what are we doing?
Speaking of honesty, turns out that was simply after Leavitt had had the pins removed. Of course, a good sign, a next step, if you will, wink, wink, in the healing process. But the quarterback's spring is essentially physically done.
None of these are a surprise. You know, this is the timeline we expected, and had the screw removed yesterday and everything went well. It was something that going into it we were going to know. It was going to be unfortunate. He was going to miss spring a lot of it, but that was going to allow the other guys opportunities. I just feel nowadays it's a little easier to play quarterback than it used to be years ago as far as how long you've been there. Kind of that went into the decision where I feel like years ago you've been really concerned that the quarterback's going to miss your spring. He's done a great job mentally in the meetings and walkthroughs and able to throw some individual before this procedure.
All right, before the Lane train ended up in Baton Rouge as the head coach, sophomore running back Arrambide was impressed by Kiffin's up-tempo offense last year at Ole Miss, seeing it up close there in Oxford.
I was watching how fast they was moving our defense. I think there was a clip online of Witt throwing up. So just seeing that, how much they move, how tired they could get a defense is something I was excited to see. Coach Savage, when we first got here, the workouts was devious, I'm not gonna lie. It was real tired. I called my mom too, real tired, telling her that, you know, this is different. But we embrace it, and we working, and we just trying to get in the best shape we can.
Hashtag it's just different.
Different.
Yeah. Thankfully, the offense could be different. It's different down here in Louisiana. The heat,
yes,
just has already started to hit a little bit different. It's always so funny when, like, I see reporters get out there. They do their camp report from spring. It's April, bro. It's hard.
I
to
wish
know.
It felt like that.
It's so hard. It's hard to know that in fall camp what kind of team you're going to have. Lane Kiffin, though, kind of already has a beat on maybe the strengths of this team.
If we were to play right now, which we're not, we'd be a defensive football team. That's what Saturday was obvious. And now, obviously, that system's been in place. A lot of those players return comparable to the offense, but we're always going to look different every year based off of our players. And we're never going to say this is just what we do. And so we may put together teams that win in different styles, and we've done that before. And if we were to play right now, we'd play to our defense because we have some great defensive players that are playing really well. And until the offense comes along, but we're not playing right now.
Coming up, one LSU squad is competing for a national championship, while the adversity they saw last weekend might propel them to another national title.
Sign me up for another viewing of Kalen Chio on the bat. And we take a look at the, well, no other way to put it, but tough sledding ahead for LSU baseball. And it's not at the box. We'll talk about the road ahead for them next in your Geaux Nation.
Welcome back into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Boucher. Midweek matchups, they don't count, right? They're just...
Okay, all right. Don't go me into that, all right? The quad fours, they're important, but they're not as important as what you see on the weekend. Now, talk to LSU baseball fans. Whew. You got to win them all, right? Yeah. Well, the players, they want to as well.
Obviously, we're not in the best spot, you know what I mean? Early on, we had a couple bad losses that I think that we may not have realized that how tough of losses they were in the moment. It's really about just going out there Friday and this weekend and focus on what we can do this weekend. When it comes down to it, we just give us our best shot.
Coach basically just told us, since we lost last night, we're basically going to have to win 2 more SEC games. We had to win 16, now we have to win 18 or whatever it may be. The sense of urgency doesn't change. We go out there to try to win every single game we go play. We don't always end up on the right side of it, but everyone in that dugout plays with a sense of urgency. There's not it's just a midweek game, we can kind of blow it off. No, there's none of that. We go out there and try to dominate every game.
It's going to be tough because look at what they have ahead on the weekends at least. Top 25 teams like Ole Miss and A&M, 2 road series against top 10 teams in state and Georgia. Good luck. Plus a Florida squad that's been ranked for most of the year, kind of Jekyll and Hyde, but they're coming off a win over number 5 Florida State. As always, Chessa, the SEC is going to SEC.
Absolutely. Now Jay Clark and company gearing up for another trip to the NCAA Championship. Our Geaux Nation's Sarah Palczewski has more on the Tigers.
Lady Tigers Gymnastics Tournament coverage is sponsored by Jerry Lane Buick GMC.
LSU head coach Jay Clark said he was smoked following Saturday's regional final meet, and for very good reason. It was an absolute roller coaster of emotion. It started with a perfect 10 from Kaylin Chio on vault, because what else would she do? It also had a perfect 10 from Kalia Lincoln on floor, the very first of her career. But this meet gave LSU a lot of adversity and really tested the Tigers. They led by just 0.15 of a point halfway through the meet. Plus, they had to overcome the loss of Connor McLean. The junior fell off early in her bars routine in the anchor position and injured her arm.
This team's full of fight. I mean, whenever we've faced anything that kind of gets in the way or we seem a little off, they don't quit. And that was the key today, was just stay in there and just keep punching. When somebody goes down like Connor did, you worry how their team will respond, but I really don't worry about that with this group because they stay where they should mentally and emotionally. We were not sharp by our standards. We have to learn the lessons of that and make sure that whatever adjustments we can make from a mental standpoint, we'll make. But I'm super proud of them. I'm super proud of them winning this thing, pushing forward, getting to the semifinals, going back to Fort Worth. That was the ultimate goal, and at the end of the day, we did that.
Now the Tigers will turn their attention to the NCAA championships. The Tigers are Fort Worth bound for the 4th straight year, looking to bring home their 2nd national title. Reporting on LSU Gymnastics for your Geaux Nation, I'm Sarah Palczewski.
Coming up, huge news for Kim Mulkey and the future of her program.
Yeah, plus we check in on Marshall Faulk and the boys on the Bluff as Southern wraps up a little college football there. Spring practice, that's next right here in your Geaux Nation.
Welcome back into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I'm Chessa Boucher. Over on the Bluff, Southern officially puts a bow on spring ball.
You are going to love this segment because we're talking about a big center going to LSU. And how about some old school coaching there on the Bluff? We talk a little college football and someone we know from our childhood. Now Southern head coach, of course, Marshall Faulk.
When we recruited guys, we asked them, will you allow us to coach you hard? And if a kid said no, we didn't want him. And Donald, he's a very emotional, passionate guy, and he coaches with that. He brings that. And what the players know is it doesn't matter how much he's yelling, it doesn't matter what comes out of his mouth, it's all for the greater good. At the end of the day, the right message is said because it's like, hey, here's what you need to do to be successful. It takes nothing to just yell and scream at a player, but then you got to teach. Because he made the mistake for a reason.
And oh, by the way, back on the south side of Baton Rouge, a big-time get for Kim Mulkey and company from North Louisiana. Caroline Bradley, a 5-star. Chessa, you know this. Everyone in the country wanted Caroline Bradley to be their 6'5" center. Still got a senior year to go, but Bradley commits to the Tigers.
I think a lot of these people that are here right now would have killed to wear that uniform. And so for me to be able to do that and carry on that legacy and let them experience that through me is super special. Me and Coach Mulkey have a great relationship. And so I think that was the number one thing. And then play style. Coach Mulkey has developed some of the best bigs in the country. Some, Brittany Griner, Kalani Brown, Angel Reese, Anissa Morrow. She continues to develop wherever she goes. And so to be able to be coached by such an elite person and such an elite program, I mean, to be able to wear those 3 letters across your chest is not something that I could put into words.
Give it to me and put it in my veins now. We'll close out the show with a little who ya got. That's next.
Closing it all out with a little bickering, a little who you got. Chess Boucher, Brian Holland, and of course, I don't know if I've mentioned this just a few times throughout the broadcast, but it is Masters weekend.
You don't say. I did not know.
I haven't told you that?
No,
I mean, I love the green. You
yeah.
decked out for the Masters. I love that you've got the spirit. In honor of the Masters and their world-famous pimento cheese sandwiches, sell for $1.50 still, by the way. Wow. What's your favorite sporting event snack?
I'm very old school. I just want a hot dog. And I want a cold beverage,
right?
Preferably with some little suds, and that's all I need.
But what do you put on the hot dog?
I'm very plain and basic. This is the only time I'm basic. Mustard and ketchup, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know why I am too. Like, my in-laws think I'm crazy for that. I'm going to go nachos. You talk about healthy options. Hot dogs
You're the
and
nacho king.
I mean, you can just completely customize it however you want. Like ballpark nachos, they come in a helmet. I mean, come on.
One's in
Take the helmet home. It's fun. All right, for Sarah Paul Chesky, she's Chess Boucher. I'm Brian Holland. Until next time, this is the Geaux Nation.